Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgie here from Allendale's trading floor. It's the last day of the month and last day here ahead of a long weekend. It's got the markets right now all lower, closing out the week, profit taking, and probably you've got some guys a little bit scared ahead of the 3-day weekend. So we've seen a good rally the last several weeks, but this week we've got a little bit different movement, more sideways more than anything for corn and wheat. Beans, they're certainly strong and still remaining strong. The trend is still up in beans. But as I mentioned, more profit taken across the floor today. On the corn, though, one thing I do want to mention on a weekly chart there for corn, this is the largest decline we've seen on the weekly chart since the rally has started. The only reason for telling you that is that we might be seeing momentum shifting here. So we're running out of buyers at these levels. Looks like guys are taking some profits on the long side. We've got these funds that are extremely long in the greens where we may see a little profit taken here as we get into a shortened week next week. So keep that in mind. Last year, this time frame, we did see these markets top. We saw the markets pull back, and we saw some pretty sharp declines. Not to say that's going to happen again, but we do have harvest coming up. And our tendency is that we do end up selling off here as we get into harvest, and we may see that once again. So keep that in mind. Just running out of bullish news here at these levels. So looking at the weather, guys are still focused on Isaac. What are we going to do here? How much rain is it going to bring up through the Midwest? As of right now, they're looking for about 1 to 4 inches across most of the Midwest. Northern Missouri, western and west central Illinois, going to see the heaviest totals. So some areas in there looking upwards to maybe 7 inches of rain, and that's going to keep. A lot of guys are questioning what's that going to do for these grains. We know the stands right now for corn are pretty poor, and what's going to happen here if we dump a lot of rain on these beans as well. But for the most part here, 1 to 4 inches is what they're talking across the Midwest. Wheat ended up lower today as well. The big thing in wheat, we had a lot of anticipation this week on what's Russia going to say. We had a lot of guys getting together, their ag ministers in Russia, talking about what are they going to do with wheat? Are they going to halt exports? Or what are they going to do? Are they going to bring in a heavier tax? They ended up coming in right now basically saying, hey, no changes, no major changes at all. But we saw a rally earlier this week because of the idea and the potential of halting exports. They didn't do that. So today we ended up backing off, taking corn with it, and keeping things lower today. As far as some of the outside markets, the dollar right now down about 45 cents. We are about 30 cents off of our lows. Now, we made our lows early this morning when Bernanke came on talking about this QE3 and talking about how they're ready to act if they have to. No major changes yet, but, they do foresee if we do need another round of quantitative easing, they're ready to make a move. Crude oil today with the dollar being down, crude oil is actually rallying. Okay, kind of weird because we had this Hurricane Isaac come through the Gulf, and what did crude do? Crude sold off. But what typically happens going into a 3-day weekend, we usually see the energy markets rally. We usually see them trying to get top dollar for gas, for heating oil as we go into a longer weekend. But we ended up starting the week off lower. Well, we came roaring back here today. Crude oil up $1.80. Heating oil right now 5 cents higher, as well as unleaded gas as we go into this weekend where a lot of guys are going to be traveling. So they're trying to squeeze out a few more cents here as we go into this longer weekend. As far as livestock, fat cattle up about 50 cents. The October sitting at about 126. Box beef, though, today, a little bit on the disappointing side. Midday, we had choice down about 97 and select down about 44. But what helps support prices today is the cash trade. Looking at a 123 cash trade for Colorado, Kansas, as well as Texas, a little better than expected. We started the week off thinking we could see lower cash trade this week. Well, we ended up seeing, steady here and a little bit better as far as what the market was looking for. At the hogs, unchanged. We have seen this week more of a negative week here as a whole. We did fight back from more than $1 loss earlier in the session to bring things back to unchanged. But we're still seeing cash hogs as well as wholesale pork under some pressure, still seeing some negative trade there. that may keep some pressure on the hogs. But because of all the hogs showing up right now, we may get a little bit of a marketing hole maybe for the next week or so. This might give the hogs an opportunity to try to bounce. But still, any larger type rallies right now on the hogs are still going to be looked at as selling opportunities as we see a seasonal decline from here to the end of the year. So keep that in mind here on rallies. I do want to thank everybody out there that had participated in our yield survey. We're going to be releasing those numbers on Tuesday. But for those of you that did participate in that, I really want to thank you. Without you guys out there, we would not be able to do what we do, and really appreciate your help with that. So thanks again for getting out there and really helping us out with these surveys. Give us a call with any questions that you have at 800-262-7538, or check us out on the web, allendale-inc.com. I hope you guys had a great week and a great day today. Take care this weekend. We'll see you next week.